Hello guys. We should be on live from the trading room. So hi everyone. As usual, my name is Ruben. I'm here at The5ers, responsible for the risk, and on Tuesday I'm taking part with you on the trading room. So as usual, let me know on the chat if the sound is good and if it's set up properly, and yeah, say hi, say where you're from, and we're gonna dig into the market straight away. We had a news, high impact news 30 minutes ago. It was for the CPI in US, so we're going to discuss about it. I also have a position that I opened a few minutes ago, just after the release of the news. And yeah, interesting session as already. Market is moving, and we can start by maybe find some spot. I think there are some good spots actually. Okay, just before we start, let's talk about the numbers on the CPI. I will directly give you what I think about it. So yeah, this was actually the numbers that is for me the key factors why the market is moving right now. The market was expecting a 6.2% inflation rate. The numbers came out and it's 6.4%. So still it's better than the previous months, which was 6.5%. But let's say the past reports we had 6.5%, and now it's 6.4%, but the forecast was 6.2%. So it's not a good news for the market, but it's not a bad one because we are still in the middle, and that's actually why we see in the euro dollar, for example, this type of candle. You see, like 30 minutes before, nothing happens. We went up, we went down, and the market is actually flat, meaning no big decision after this news. Of course, Wall Street is not open yet, but I think the reaction will be in the middle, meaning the market already priced that inflation can a bit slow down. So that's what I think here. Not a big breakout because inflation didn't get down with a big number. And talking about the pound yen position, I will go on it with a minute. It was very nice to find a good spot. Let's say, I don't know, for people that enter this type of spot as a day trader, it's working well actually. The market moves at the opening. Not a big change actually in the macro numbers in US. So the market is getting flat again. That's actually the conclusion I can get from this the CPI news that we had 30 minutes before. Guys, a small reminder: all the trades and the analysis I'm going to provide you is only for educational purposes. I will not give you any trading advice, and if you trade, be careful about the risk involved into trading. So this is important to remind. Okay, so we have some people on the chat. Hi John, hi Gregory, Matthias, Benedek, Anna, David, Grim, Dave. Thank you guys. Appreciate saying hi in the chat. Salut mon ami, hi James. Yeah. Perfect. Got some feedback about the setup. So let's talk about the trade I have here. Which, you know, pound yen is going nowhere since end of 2022, beginning of 2023. You see, we have this big, and we already discussed about it a lot of time, big zone in the pound yen. You know, my mindset is all the time reversion to the mean setup, and here we are actually quite a nice setup, which, you know, actually pound yen pumped into this zone, which is for me an extreme zone that I would like to react after the news. So you see, it's not impacted the pound yen so much, but at least it gives me the place to have an accurate entry, especially on that one. All the indicators are in my favor. We are at the top of the Bollinger Bands. We see that stochastics in M30 starting to cross here, meaning that the momentum is actually finished. We have also here a divergence. You see, guys, I'm not using divergence so much, but we see this here very clearly. Okay, here we were actually at that point, and then we are even higher. So it's also a divergence in the pound yen in stochastics. M15 is quite the same. We already get down from beyond stochastics, and H4, so we are also at the top. H1, we are a bit in lagging, but you see we already crossed the 80 line here on stochastic. So actually all the stars are aligned for me for the market to give a retracement at that spot. Of course the risk is very tight here. After the market will go back down into that spot, let me show you. I will manage my trade. So basically this was the top of yesterday. The market breaks. The market had a breakout, made several retests here on the London session, and pump. Okay, so basically when the market will go straight here and will close a candle below this point, I will adjust my risk and I will adjust my stop loss. So here a nice spot for me actually with my indicators. That are the first things. Talking about S&P and Euro USD, there is not a lot of things to do right now. As I said, the CPI news was not good and not bad, so we are actually flat. And same on the S&P. I mean, we are not so far from before the news, and we have this type of zone and the market react. We didn't have a breakout. Generally, the market will very hardly make a breakout during the pre-market session. So the market already priced it, like you said, James. I agree with you. So yeah, and of course something that we tend to see a lot of time in US indices or in Forex as well, when we trade the pre-market in the US market or the London session for the Forex market. Higher chance that the market will respect the big zone and key zone that we identified in the market, especially here. Even I believe that even we had a better CPI news, so probably we will go maybe a bit higher, but we will go back straight a little bit. I don't expect on the pre-market having a big movement. Of course, it is a black swan event or a big gap between the forecast and the report. Of course it will break, but if we are in the approximative range, we will stay into the zone and we will respect. I'm insane. Lost big on CPI news today despite getting it right. It's too volatile to trade news. Learn it the right way. I don't know, because actually there was not a lot of movement on the. Of course, if we take the low and the high points, it's a big movement, but actually the price is flat. You see, nothing happened. The market didn't break any big structure. So, I'm insane. When you take a position before news, make sure to diminish your exposure, because the price will go 50 pips up, 50 pips down, and you can get out of the market by that. So yeah, of course, you need to diminish the exposure just before news, and of course CPI, which is a high impact news here. I don't know, S&P starting to went down a bit. We're gonna have the opening, which is gonna be interesting in the next 20 minutes. You see the market already react to this demand, which is a nice point. I think it can be a good spot for today. If the market when start to get down to that spot, this would be a nice spot for me. But let's see. Actually, I don't want to open anything. The market is not going anywhere. So yeah, thoughts on Aussie USD? Yeah, of course. Let me check Aussie USD. But I think it's quite the same on the euro and the pound, meaning not a lot of decision after the news. So actually the news opened here. and we are still at the same spot, so which is we are flat actually. Market is getting down from here. This can be a nice spot actually. Let me check. You see the market react to this with high volatility. The market even went down below that spot. Yeah, and the market react to that point, guys. You see, it was also a nice point that we identified last week. I don't know if you remember, but in Aussie dollar we found this spot as a key spot. It was the lowest point in beginning of January. We make a retest, we break out. We had a first retest here, and actually we just had a second retest just during the news. So a lot of orders also has been taken here and a bit above, and retail traders that have, you know, put the stop loss so tight, for example here, already get out. So that's why I all the time highlight that you should diminish the risk exposure before a big news like CPI. Yeah, actually also this can be a spot where I like to enter because it was the average price for all the pre-market, let's say all the London session. So this can be actually a spot. The fact that I don't want to enter here is that I don't have all the stars aligned. Stochastics is still at the middle. Probably in M1 can be a nice scalp, but for me it's too risky. We have a lot of volume and movement. So I will pass into this one. Okay, so I prefer to have a stochastics momentum confirmation for me in this type of market. Yeah, S&P also can be a scalp before the opening, just especially here. But again, like I said, I don't want to take the risk here. I don't want to take the risk at all. It can be also a place when S&P can react just before the opening. But yeah, not for me. Not for me. That one I will pass. I think the pound yen actually is only the best spot I found after the CPI news, which give me a spot to enter very accurately. So yeah, dollar yen, yeah, sure, dollar yen probably the same on the pound yen. Let's move on. Yeah, we're not so far. We're not so far. You see, this zone market pushed up after the CPI. The fact is that we don't have any indication on stochastics here. Stochastics just crossed probably this morning or yesterday night on the dollar yen. We are here at the middle, so no indication for me for stochastics. Also on M15 we are in the middle, M5 also. So yeah, for me pound yen was better to identify. If you want an analysis here. We are still in a big key zone in the dollar yen, which means this big zone is from your key zone. This is quite a huge range, but for me, if you see at the daily chart, this can be a yeah, we have also this spot. For me, it's quite difficult to make any decision, especially here on the dollar yen. We can see even better on H4. It's quite difficult, but you see this key point here, or this one. So you see clearly here the price. I hope you see this. that's why I don't want to take any action. Of course, some people can see, hey, okay, we are in a resistance here, daily resistance, I want to play with it. But we don't have a lot of indication on stochastics and on volatility. The price can reach easily into this spot, and then sellers will come and the price will react from this. And of course, I'm not a breakout trader, so that's why I will not buy here also. Yeah, makes sense for me actually on dollar yen. Yeah, I agree with you, Grim. The inflation data is not bad, and I didn't say that it was bad. I said it's the market already priced this already. We are a bit above the forecast, but it's better than the previous report. So, you know, not bad, not good. That's why the market is getting flat after the release. So this makes sense for me. Yeah, this cable here is called before the opening. Maybe let's play with it a little bit. The market even get down. Not feeling comfortable. I will see at the opening or the market react and then probably take a decision. Yeah, neutral movement actually. Definitely agree. What about gold? We didn't talk about gold. But what is interesting is that you can check my past videos and my past trading room. We see together the week after week all gold pushed from here to here to here and to here. And if you remember, guys, I like that this not here a place to make a buy in gold. Okay, when you see to the daily chart and weekly chart, the market has been overextended. Okay, market is pushed with at least no retracement, 18%. So of course there is a macro explanation to it, but technically you don't buy when the price is at the top. Okay, you wait for the market to getting down to attract a better price. Okay, that's what I see. Basically, can we start by making some buy on gold? Let's wait maybe for this zone. Okay, this might be a big key zone for me on gold. If I don't want to miss the opportunity, today, for example, can be also a spot. And also you see on the daily chart that stochastics is below 20. We could be at the end of the momentum on the downside. So first of all, don't sell. Okay, as you remember, we don't want to be the last one to sell or be the last one to buy. For example, buying here or buying, I mean on the daily chart or here, and not selling here, for example. You want all the time to expect a change in the trend, at least for how I view the market and what is my mindset. So if I want to position myself in the long term and for the following year, which I believe gold can reach a new high and at least go to 2000, here would be my first entry, here can be my second, and then I will let it run. That's what I see. Talking about day trade here, yeah, it's the same. It's quite the same setup that we had in everything. This was the key zone. Let me remove all the line I've made. Okay, so here is from your key zone. With the market already react from the news. You see, pushed up, react at the top, getting down. So of course, if you scalp and if you know how to enter accurately and you identify the key zone before, today was quite very easy to be in the game, especially on gold, S&P, USD. Market didn't break out, and I like also that the CPI is happening before the US market open, because you know, less liquidity, less volume, market will be very difficult to break a big key zone if we have a neutral number like we had right now. So this is actually the key zone in the M15 chart. Of course, we have also the middle one, and you see that the price after the news just play ping pong between the two big range that we have. So playground for scalpers or day traders, especially here. Of course, looking at the H4, it looks like very bearish actually. We had on the H1, you see this this type of flag. Okay, the flag went down, breakout, we make a retest at the bottom, and here we didn't make a new high. This might be, we could make, I believe we could make a new low in gold, and for me, I would basically attract a price. Do we have any past? Yeah, basically here, you know, it's a big zone. Basically, yeah, here could be actually the first buy. I would look for gold in the long term. Okay, so actually in H4 I will not make a buy at all, but at least when we reach close to the blue line, it can be a spot. So this is for gold. I'm very curious about the opening in the next 8 minutes to see how the market will react. I don't think we're gonna see a big breakout. Maybe it's a mistake for me to expect this, but yeah, let's see. I'm going to be there, so we're gonna see the live movement together. And here S&P is again close to the lowest point of yesterday. Not of yesterday. Say a pivot point. Yesterday the bottom was at the opening. Dina, thank you for the feedback, appreciate it. Yeah, so same in Aussie dollar, we didn't respect at all the last average point that we have. Like I said, no sense to make an entry when you don't have the full confirmation. Stochastics is still at the middle, so we have some space to go on the lower side. Yeah, it can be also here a nice point to react, but at least we don't have any stochastics indication, so we'll let it run. Hi Gary, happy to see you there. How was the day after the CPI? I believe Gary is good with Gary is the scruffy trader trading for the 5ers, very experienced guy, and I believe today was a good day for him. Just expecting. Generally, he also react in the key zone in the market, and we didn't have any big breakouts. So yeah, share a bit about your day. Yeah, expected. yeah, the profit is interesting, but I think the value of pips into this is even more even make sense for me. 226 pound can be in matter of seconds if you have big volume. So what about the pips? The pips you go pip on the move back to. Yeah, I think it's a classical for you. Classic move. Fibo traders. Dollar yen is pushing, probably going to break the zone like we identified just before. No sense to make a sell at that spot. In my case, stochastics not reacting in the middle. Or we have the pound yen, and pound yen still in the zone. Small size, yeah. So you go with high part of movement. Actually, it was quite easy to trade these CPI guys today. What time frame do you want to trade in? It depends. It depends of a lot of parameters. But basically, I like to make a big zoom out. Let's say for the pound yen. See this big zone here is quite holding for a lot of times, and also see that stochastics is above 80, so probably losing momentum. And then I drill down to H1, and I also see stochastics is above here. M30, we found that stochastics started to cross with a divergence. And then I go to M15 and I say, yeah, okay, already we start to cross, the cross already made, and then I enter the price. So it can be very different. I can go from H4 and make my execution in M15. I can also like go to daily and make my execution in H1. But basically, I like to make a zoom out, like to take the big picture I want to get in the market, and then apply, and then check that the momentum and stochastics is respecting to what I believe in the chart, basically. So I don't have, all my execution will be on M15. You need to be hybrid when you trade. That's something I discussed, I think, last week. To be a good trader, you need to be hybrid. You need to understand different mindset, different scenarios. You need to be flexible sometimes, but it's comes with experience being hybrid. At the beginning, all people will tell you that you need to have a trading routine and a trading plan, and go only with your trading plan. And then after some experience, you will say, okay, I have my trading plan, but I know when I can actually bypass the trading plan I have, because there is something very not common happening in the market or someone else. So I highly believe in being hybrid. It's a very flexible in terms of how to execute your trade. As long as you are not an EA trader, which means like an algo trader, and you trade discretionary, meaning you find Fibonacci, stochastics, patterns, candlesticks, and so on. You need to be very hybrid, because you can see a bearish trend and I can see a bullish trend, and this can be very how can I say, it's difficult to say, like you don't have any data to go on. So that's why I prefer to be flexible and hybrid with my entries and how I manage the trade and so on. Yeah, and I have the confirmation of Gary, so I'm not speaking bullshit, guys. But that's come with experience. It's very difficult to say, yeah, I want to be a flexible trader, hybrid. I have a lot of strategies, and it will work from the first. I think it takes a lot of time to have this mindset. Of course, you need to put your limits. Of course, there is something that you cannot go over. Let's say I'm not. Let's say I don't want to lose more than, example, 5% of my capital in one day. This should be a big limit. Even you're flexible or hybrid or whatever, this is you cannot go outside of this box. So of course there are some limits, but when you have this box, you can pick a lot of strategies with the market, with current conditions. You can pick a strategy for specific pairs and being very flexible. But of course you have this box and don't go over. It can be dangerous, so that's why I say it comes with experience. Okay, opening. The market already opens. I just I was just in my words. Yeah, okay, expected. S&P breaking down this spot. I want to check how far we're gonna move to probably make a reaction. Yeah, this can be a spot, but with the volume we have right now, better to let it go. This stochastics is actually not going below. Only on M15 we have here starting to be below 20. Also in M5. Yeah. What in the euro dollar? Okay, we also go down in euro USD. Quite interesting. Trade what you see, not what you think. Yeah, in few words, that's what I meant just before. Thank you, Insane. Appreciate your words. Any chance for new programs coming to the 5ers? Yes, we already talked about it in some of our webinars. I will not tell you more about them, but it's gonna come very soon, I believe, in a matter of few months. So be ready. We still have the instant funding and the bootcamp, and expect new programs and nice changes in the 5ers. Saint words. Okay. My good. This can be definitely a good spot. Yeah, my volume should be very tight. I will make this. We have on M5 here, small indication. The opening was very powerful in one side. Of course, I give some space in case the market goes against me here. You see my lot size is very minimal. But it's good to feel the market. It's good to feel the market and sometimes be in position. If you want something, guys, when I start trading options, it's very difficult and not the same as trading Forex and the direction of the price. I was a junior trader actually in options, and in the room we had some experienced one that traded options for a while, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. And sometimes they told me, yeah, sometimes you don't know where going to go the market and you don't have any clue. And sometimes you go into new assets. So I was trading oil for a lot of time and I needed to move into sugar trading. And they told me, yeah, if you don't know how to trade and how to feel the market, just open a position, very few lot size or very minimal volume that you can have, and feel the market how it moves. And it's teach a lot. It's actually teach a lot. So if you guys never trade, for example, commodities and gold, let's say you're only trading Forex and you want to go in gold, don't apply the same strategy and don't apply the same lot size and so on, because both of assets are moving completely different. So in order to understand how the market behaves and how the market and how to feel the market, just open a small lot size to feel how the market moves and react. And it's important, I think. I'm not synced all. I have leverage on this account. I'm not using the full leverage. I'm never using the full leverage I have in my account. You can give me an account with 1 to 400 leverage. I will even not use 1 to 20 or 1 to 30 if I trade very carefully. And basically, I'm only risking a part of my capital, and you know, I think on this account the leverage is a bit random. You see, it's probably 1 to 100. I don't know, but it doesn't matter for me. It doesn't matter if you have an account of 1 to 1000 leverage. You need to have a maximum loss or expectation loss for one position. Of course, having a lower leverage will like avoid we say that fat finger. Okay, for example, by mistake you put here 10,000. I don't know if we can put actually this 1,000. No, we cannot. I don't know. We can't actually, but by mistake, you know, you have 100 leverage in your account, and by mistake you put 10 lot instead of 1 lot. It can be very frustrating. so that's why actually we also give 1 to 10 leverage in the low risk program, which is fair enough, and I think already high leverage when you trade on accounts. Okay. Yeah, I agree with you, Gary. Leverage is not a lot of sense if you look at if you look this like that. What happening in the pound yen? Okay, looks like we can make a new high. I have some space here, so that's fine. But maybe if the pound, yeah, the pound is also reacting to this spot. See, very nice keys on here on the pound, which can be a nice reaction coming from here. I can also edge my pound yen positions, meaning okay, I can make a buy here in order to diminish the risk I have. Yeah, this can be something. This is what I will do here. Not the best execution here. The price already moved from the bottom, but I think it's fair enough. It will at least diminish the exposure I have in the pound yen, because if here the pound USD is starting to fly from here, my pound yen with, let's say, the pound will gain value, and we're gonna make a new high here. So I want to hedge a bit. I'm not hedging in the same symbol. I don't actually believe in hedging strategy, which means you sell pound yen, buying pound yen, selling pound yen. For me, this makes no sense. Hedging in the same symbol. But if you go to another symbol to hedge yourself smartly, yeah, this can be good. Yeah, quite S&P react quite well here. We see on the pin bar that's starting to create. Let me get rid of all the other pairs. Yeah, and gold we just make a new low for something we expected just before. Okay, we had this breaking through. It's probably this, I don't know, this zone here. Never mind, let's put this like that. Okay. Even better, why not? Do we have another news this week? I want to check on Forex Factory what we have. CPI today there is nothing. FOMC members peaks this evening. Not this evening. Yeah, in 1 hour and a half. Logan speaks, and then 30 minutes after Harker speaks, and then William. I don't know if it's going to affect the market. I think we got the news we want for the day. Tomorrow we have core retail sales. We have the CPI in the pound. Okay. I think we touched the high inflation in the pound. Just I want to show you this, guys. I all the time look at the chart of the inflation. Okay, here it's an uptrend. Every week it was, every month higher high and so on. And here it looks like we create a top, like a summum of inflation rate. 10% it's a lot. 2% is the average for an economic LC country. In opposite to, if you see in the US, you see what's happened? Okay, so big uptrend, and here we create a top, and on July, August, it was the summum, and then we went down. So it's quite this. We can even trade this chart, guys. Okay, when the market goes up, you know that at some point the market will retrace. Okay, fair enough. And then also the same in pound. Okay, we are talking about UK, which is a rich country. We are not talking about more complicated economy to go, like Turkey and Greece. We had a lot of debt. Okay, it's UK, so they will hold the country. And again, I don't think we're going to rise 20 point inflation like Russia and so on. So at some point, when we see here the momentum is decreasing, maybe tomorrow, again, I don't like to make okay, the CPI will be and just throwing a number, but just to understand that when the CPI will be slightly lower, we're going to see the pound making a big push, and that's maybe what's happening already. Yeah, we can continue on the top side, I think, the pound. We'll see tomorrow. I think it's going to be interesting to know what's the numbers. Yeah, okay. Nice reaction here on the S&P. I will just put the TP here quite towards the top, and my stop loss is just below. I don't want to risk more here. You know what? No. Not yet. Not yet. Thank you, Grim, for being there. Appreciate it. See you next time. Yeah, I know that we have the same mindset, Gary. Maybe not the same execution practice. Okay, you know that you look at Fibonacci and you get some key zones, but the mindset and the theory is the same. Meaning we all the time look for a reversion to the mean. Okay, we know trading is based on data and numbers, and and sometimes in Forex it works well because we are in a cycle, and same in the S&P and US indices. Long-term trend, we know in history it's tend to rise. So when the price will go down 20%, like we had last year, okay, it's an opportunity to make a buy. That's it. If you look for stocks, it's a bit different. Okay, stocks it can be 20 and today it can be 0, meaning no matter if you buy at the mean or not, because stocks has different paces. But if you look at stable assets like Forex, like indices, for me this mindset makes sense. And it's the same for also housing market. When actually, let's say housing market, we know in the long-term trend, it's all the time housing prices going up and up and up. So when housing market drop 5%, 10% a year, it's an opportunity, guys. So go buy houses. So yeah, basically this is my mindset. That's why I'm not trader that like to make a breakout, to trade breakout, especially like what we have here. Very accurate execution here, at least. It's not my full volume. I expected the price at some point maybe to even went down and attract this demand, not a fresh demand, but still a demand. On pound yen, we are still at the top, maybe making a new high. Quite happy I hedged my position in the pound. Yeah. Managing portfolio today. Could you explain why on pound yen you put stop loss at 1.62 instead of highest week 1.624? Again, that's a nice question. Of course, the high is here. But I'm expecting that if the price here break the last spot we have here, the market have high chance to make breakout and at least go to the supply here. You see what we have. Say, let's just get rid of all the rectangles, even also the trade levels. No, not the trade levels. Trade levels. See, this actually happened in the news. Okay, so here for me there is a big liquidity gap. So that means for me, if the market break this long key zone and long resistance, I don't see the market dancing around this zone. You see, high chance that the market goes back straight. Say not in one movement, but at least it will reach the supply. Okay, it looks like also triple bottom, so the market can actually bounce. I don't know if we call this in trading, but for me it's like liquidity gap, maybe. I don't know, maybe Gary, you can help me for it. So that's why my stop loss is very tight. Okay, some people will put the stop loss here. You say, hi, it's a high, it's above that high. But actually I see that if the market break actually this point, also this candle here, the market will probably reach this supply. Okay, that's why. Of course, it's only for this scenario. There are other scenarios that I will put the stop loss above the high. But again, in that case, I would put the stop loss very tight because I don't want to over position my trade. No, this it's not the. What I will say, maybe, yeah, overextended candle on the downside. But sometimes when we don't have any holders here, like we don't have any buyers, maybe it's a liquidity gap. I'm not sure what's the term. Like there is nothing for the price to stop here. You don't have any spot on the left side of your chart that will say, yeah, okay, maybe we can sell here the market. At least, yeah, maybe here we have this point. But again, we have between here and here we have 200 pips already. Yeah, agree. Thanks Ruben, and thanks to everyone. Goodbye. David, thank you. Fair value gap. Yeah, fair value gap. Okay. Andre, Gary, thank you. You both have the answers. Okay, guys, thank you for being with me today. Appreciate your time being with me. Yeah, quite a nice session. A lot of movement. We react in some of the assets. Pound yen, S&P, pound dollar for hedge. Nice questions, nice interactions, so I appreciate. Guys, I wish you a nice day, nice trading day. Same for tomorrow, same for the end of the week. And yeah, let's see. Let's meet next Tuesday together. Same hour, same channel, same trading room with me. So yeah, have a nice week and have a nice day, guys. Thank you. Goodbye.